Book 3 The Seeders of Argas. Chapter 19 The First Ledger. Déjà vu, where memory breathes into the future, where the sea remembers itself, memory refuses to drown. Created by Red Cardinal Kitchen, the light of a living archive. A story of awareness. This chapter is a story of awareness, how memory rises through sand, through dream, and through the small human acts that keep a community alive. It invites readers to notice their own reflections, without diagnosing, but to awaken the quiet places inside where past and present meet. The garden breath. Before the fall, before the ash, before the ocean folded itself into the gate of sand, Susan once tended a garden in another life. A simple place, soil, petals, wind. But in that garden she learned a law she would not understand until Argas lay broken. Life remembers. Flowers leaned to hear her footsteps. Jalen's unseen voice wandered through leaves. Time shifted without moving, and though she left that garden behind, its breathline followed her. Now, in a silent valley where sea became dust, that same breath stirs again through water, through memory, through the vault waiting beneath her hands. Déjà vu, where memory breathes. Into the future, the morning after the fall carried no sunrise, only a thinning of smoke. Ash drifted through the valley like snow that had forgotten how to melt. The ocean was gone. In its place stretched a plain of pale grains that caught the light like powdered glass. They called it dust, though the ground beneath still sighed as if waves were sleeping below. No one knew that this valley, wrapped in silence, was the gate of sand, the sea remembering itself in another form. Flour floated in the lantern glow, kerosene scented the air. Mrs. Kerwin, her gray braid coiled tight, opened the back of a child's notebook and began the first words of order since the sky had folded. 14 sacks flour, 22 tins beans, 9 jars honey, 4 crates apples, bruised, 16 blankets, wool, 1 broken radio, 3 working oil lamps. She spoke each line as if weighing gold. Around her, others offered what memory held, the way to find north by stars, to boil willow bark for fever, to coax fire from damp moss. We planned our memory before we planned our food, she said, and no one dared break the hush that followed. Susan sat near the window, listening. The ledger's lamplight trembled on her hands. When she blinked, the glass caught a shimmer from the valley beyond, a ship, or the ghost of one, half buried in dunes. Its hull gleamed, then blurred, as if the air itself were dreaming. She told herself it was heat, yet her breath caught with recognition. For a heartbeat she saw a man beside it. Her son, no longer a child but grown, his hand resting on the vessel's flank as though on the back of some patient creature. She rose and stepped outside. The spring at the square's edge bubbled clear and warm. When she cupped its water, a pulse climbed through her wrist, slow, deliberate, alive. Beneath the sand her fingers touched something curved and cold, a surface that glimmered faintly blue. A word drifted through her like remembered song, vault. Behind her, Mrs. Kerwin's pencil continued its quiet scratching. Inside, they counted beans and blankets. Outside, Susan knelt beside the spring, feeling the rhythm beneath her palm. the steady breathing of a world that was not dead but dreaming itself forward. She thought of the boy who had once spilled grain across the market floor, of the man she had glimpsed in the mirage, and of the vast, folded time that joined them. The wind moved through the valley, lifting small spirals of sand that hissed over the stones like surf returning to a forgotten shore. In that sound she heard her name, faint but certain. Returning inside, she took the notebook from Mrs. Kerwin and wrote the night's last line. Water, enough to remember. The lanterns dimmed, the spring sang softly beyond the door. Beneath them, unseen, the gate of sand kept its slow watch, where the sea once lived in memory, refusing to drown, breathed itself into the future. Soft turning. May those who gather in broken places find order in small beginnings. May memory rise when the world feels empty. And may the breath that moves through water, through sand, through time, guide every lost traveler back to themselves. The remembering gate. When the market finally slept, and the spring hummed alone in the valley, Susan stood at the doorway one last moment. She felt the valley listening. She felt the vault breathing. And she knew, not with thought, but with the place beneath thought, that someone she loved was walking toward her from a future yet unformed. The gate of sand would open. Memory would carry them. Time would not break them, only reshape the path. Thank you for watching and listening, dear travelers. There's always a story here that remembers you, a world stitched from light and soil, kept alive by you in the hush between breaths. We'll be here when you arrive. Red Cardinal Kitchen, the light of a living archive.